Hello, 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 and welcome to your boy True, his review, and I'm a poet and I know it, of Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Uh, I have the game volume turned down a good bit, and hopefully I am not drowning it out too incredibly much, because it does get a little bit loud. We're going to turn it up just a skosh. Alright, so this is my review of Wolong. We're going to go step by step through some of the menus, some of the functionality of the game. We'll talk about the graphics. We're going to do a little thorough review. The way I like to do a review, I like to show you a little bit about the game mechanics and how it works, and sort of like a tips and tricks guide as well, mildly. So we're going to continue my game, which I just beat. I just completed the game last night, pretty much completely. There is like a how do they say it, like a new game plus sort of deal that comes along with the game. Okay, after you would beat the game if you make it that far, because let me tell you guys, it is quite difficult. There are new options. We'll start with that after you beat the game, and we'll sort of work backwards. Oh, actually I didn't beat the game. Okay, well we're going to complete this anyway. I didn't realize all of these side missions popped up, but that's alright. We're going to complete the review of the game first, and then I'm going to have to go back and play these before I actually consider the game beat. Okay? So as you can see, thus far, we have 7 parts of the game, and I am pretty sure that that should be the end of it. Unless they surprise me with something at the end, and I have to re-edit this video, but we'll see. So, you start out, and we're going to go here, amidst the chaotic backdrop of the collapse of the Han Empire. That's where this game is all based around. A group of taping Taoists wearing yellow turbans set off a rebellion. The rebellion forces became a wave of slaughterers that spread across many provinces of Guangdong. One day, they reach a certain village in the Zhu province. It's time for you to rise up. Stop the yellow turbans from committing atrocities. Okay, we're going to go to this board just ahead there, because this is where the game starts. Even though I've already been through this, I would like to at least go here and walk you through some of the menu options and different whatevers. Okay. So you start off here in this village, and you start off with basically nothing. I think you find or have a sword, and that's about it. Okay. First, we are going to head to our armors. Okay, each armor, if at a full set, has chest armor, arm armor, leg armor, and head armor. You generally have 4 pieces. I think some of the armors actually don't have some of the pieces, but I could be wrong on that, so don't hate me for it. But most armors have 4 pieces. Like the one I have on now, I got later on in the game. It has the hat, the legs, the arms, and everything. The 4 pieces, rather. And you could see here that this armor has 3 different resistances. If you look in the center of the screen, we have an 18 point resistance to that, what would be wood, no resistance to fire or earth. Then we work our way down. That's a 36 point resistance to metal, and an 18 point resistance to water. Now, as you progress, your character also gains these spells and abilities, and we will get to that shortly. I found that in the game, most of the full sets of armor that are sort of cool looking have a higher defense, but only one elemental resistant defense, and it is much higher than the ones that have multiple elemental resistances. Boy, this review is going to be a tongue twister. So if we go ahead and take a look at the chest armors, as I said, this Tianzu Hermit Robe, I know the pronunciation's probably butchered, excuse me, has 30, 60, and 30, again, in the wood element, the metal element, and the water element. If we go down to the Taoist Cloak, that changes, and it has 60 in wood, 30 in fire, 30 in metal, but none in water and none in earth. Also, a multiple element resistant armor. And then on top of that, you have your regular defense, which I didn't focus on the elemental part of any of the armors really. I would have liked to, but I just kept upgrading and trying to have the armor with the best defense. And this is one that is not that high in regular defense. This is the armor I completed the game with up here. And we will adjust. And I actually got it from defeating a boss that was wearing this armor, okay? So, let me get back to my, we'll go by rarity, to get me back to my armor that I had on, which was the Tianzu Hermit Robe. Oh. I thought the one I had on was at least 118. Let's go by defense. Oh, I guess that's the highest one. But anyway, you get the idea here. You'll notice that the Man of Benevolence, now granted this is just the chest piece, it only has a 60-point resistance against the wood element, and a 64 at upgrade of level 1, it's 64 defense. Now, if you take note to next to my armors, the little plus and the number next to the armor is how much it's upgraded. Each piece of armor and each weapon can be upgraded up to 10 times, but that's it. After you upgrade it the 10th time, that's maxed out. And you have a ton of different armors throughout the game. Some of my favorites, I did like the Assassin, although I never used it. The Baihu armor actually comes with the game, or Baiyu armor comes with the game. I used that for the first, I say, 4 or 5 levels. I just rocked that and kept upgrading it because it was the best armor I had at that point. That was a full set. Also with these armors, you'll take note, next to them they have a 3 or a purple 3, a gold 4. There's also blue 2s, and of course 1 star is white. Now what that means, if you take note right here while I switch between them, 1 star gives it 1 special effect. And as you progress through the game, you will be able to upgrade and change these effects. A level 2, this one has 3. A level, well, I think that's because it's upgraded, it has 3. Normally a level 2 only has 2 special effects that you can add and replace on them. And of course, a gold 4 star, as you see next to the list down at the bottom under special effects there, it has 4 that can be changed once you reach a certain point in the game and reach a blacksmith. That only happens once, and then there's 1 blacksmith throughout the game that you can visit in order to upgrade your armors and weapons. Okay? I guess my recommendation would be to try to find an armor that you like that has multiple elemental resistances on it. That way you're sort of padding your defense a little bit, we'll say. Me, I took the approach of just finding the armor that I liked how it looked, and I didn't care what elemental resistance it had. I just went with the highest defense, which is how I ended up with that armor with the roots hanging off of the back. And that's the armor that I completed the game with. But as you see, the Baihu armor, White Horse General, I mean, the Dreadstar, like I said, I'm not a fan of the big gaudy stuff, the anime looking with crap hanging off of it, but the armor itself is cool looking. I just didn't care for the roots. And as you're working your way through this game on the armor note, I have to find a flag here real quick so I can take you to this. So just bear with me. I have to find where the first flag was. Oh, and I gotta switch my armor back real quick too before I forget, because I just want to match. I'll probably get my butt whooped because it is such a low armor, but I like the way it looks. Alright, now once we get to a flag, I have to remember which way to go in this level. It isn't going to take long, that's why I went here. It's the shortest level. And I should be able to mow these guys down. Yeah, one hit. And you'll notice I'm using a staff, okay? We'll talk about this a little bit on the way here. You can have two weapons active at one time and switch through them. These here are dual halberds. I know the pronunciation's probably wrong. They do look like hatchets or axes, but they're considered a halberd. And once we get to this flag, I will explain a little more about the armors that you can see here. Oh, I gotta get out of the fire. A little bit of the combat. Each weapon has its own timing and two attacks. There is a normal attack, which is just you spamming the square button, and then there is a spirit attack, which is the triangle button, which is more of a heavy attack. And all of your special spells down in the corner with the elements you'll see, and I'll be able to explain them more. And then each weapon comes with a set of special moves. You have to hold R1, and then you'll see the triangle and the square pop up, and that is a special chi-powered move, both of those. Alright? And I can, like I said, once I get over here to a flag, I'll be able to explain a little better for you. And our flag. And that is the move you want to watch for in the game. All of the enemies have a extra powerful unblockable move. The only thing you can do is counter it, and you are notified by that red glow before the move. Alright, here we are at our flag. As you progress through the game, reinforcements will unlock, and you're going to come across these characters throughout the game, okay, at certain points. And then at you'll notice this guy is Oath level 9. The more you use a character for reinforcements, the higher the Oath level becomes. Again, everything's 10s in this game. Once you reach an Oath level of 10, you will actually receive their armor to be able to wear and upgrade and use in the game. So that's the way you get and obtain some of the full sets of armor that are, you know, really worth using in the game, or that look cool, or what have you. There's only a few guys in the game that I didn't get. I like this guy. As a matter of fact, I'll bring him with me. But you have to have tiger seals, which is another thing that you just collect by playing the game, and you'll see them up at the top in the center. I have 61, and each one of these costs so many to, or you'll see one tiger seal, and you get them at level 1. I don't think there are any other guys. I don't know if that, I would take it that that level can be upgraded the more you use them, if you would use them over and over, but I don't know that for sure. And you'll notice there's only a few guys, actually there's a good bit of guys that I don't have completely as my sworn brother yet. But we'll see. I might continue, well, I have to continue to play the game now. I didn't realize I had side missions to beat before the game's completed. So we're going to take care of that. But I just wanted to show you that this is a way that you get some of the cooler looking and better armors in the game, is by taking these guys with you once you're capable of doing that. And the Cup of Cordality, right below the tiger seal, you also gain them through playing the game and just finding them in chests and what have you. And those are like a free upgrade to this guy. So if I don't take him, I'll show you. I'm going to use the Cup of Cordality, and now he's a Oath level 6, so that like skips a couple levels to get closer to getting his armor and his weapon. I forgot to mention that. You also get the person's weapon and their armor. And you'll see so far I have her, which is the armor I have on now. I got a jade green staff, bow staff, and I got the Tanzu Hermit armor, which I have on now. I think I got this guy's armor anyway through playing the game. Yeah, the Man of Benevolence. And you can you start picking these armors up in the game as well, you'll notice. At least I did. The Vicious Tiger, I have this one already. I just got his armor and just became his sworn brother. This guy I've had for a while now, about half of the game, and I really like his armor and weapon as well. But I basically remained with a staff throughout the game. It was the first game. Let me get one more guy here as a this guy. We're going to use him, and we're going to use that other guy for reinforcements, just so you could see that part of the game. Okay, and that cost you tiger seals. Now they will remain with me throughout this level the whole way, and they'll fight with me. Of course, they're NPCs, they're not going to do that great, but they can come in handy for distracting bosses and what have you. They can die though. They have a regular health bar. If they get their butt whooped, they'll sit for a certain amount of time and you can revive them. If you don't, you have to reorder them, so to speak, at the next flag, or go back to a flag. Go back to a flag to do it. Alright, now let's talk a little bit before we get anywhere about weapons. Each weapon in this game has its own unique, as I said, moveset, and more importantly, timing. You have to pay attention to when your guy strikes and the movement and timing of this weapon. As I said, these are dual halberds, and you can see that that is the timing. A little bit slower, but double-handed, and can, you know, stack a good combo, okay? My other weapon I have active right now, which was my favorite, it was the first weapon that I picked up the timing of, so I just ran with it. And right now I have a pretty kick-ass staff that's actually amazing. And you're getting the idea here already, I'm sure. A little bit slower, more sweeping. Got a little bit of stabby action to it, and a little big slam to it, okay? Just, it's like most games, okay? We go to our equipment menu here. We go to our weapons. And we have straight sabers, which have their own timing and skill set. We have a regular sword, which have its own timing and skill set. Curved saber, etc., etc. A glaive, which is sort of like a big spear, but it's more a slashing motion. a halberd, a single halberd, which is a long, not like the little ones I have, a dual. It's one big long one, more like a spear. Your staffs, which were my favorite. A large hammer, and these are your heavies. And just to give you an idea on the heavies, again, its own move set and own timing that you have to get the hang of. In this game, the battles are all about timing, alright? So, that tells you pretty much about the weapons. At least the hand-to-hand weapons. You also have bow and arrow, as well as crossbows, which I don't here, just so I can show you. I'm out of crossbow bolts right now, and we'll go over this seeing we're here. Once you reach a save flag, there are certain things that you can buy and sell if you would need to, which are pretty much your consumables. Crossbow quarrel, repeating crossbow quarrel, and these are all weapons that you will get as you progress through playing the game in succession. Throwing knives, poison throwing knives, fire pots, and then we also have a few Baragol as a precious medicine, health supplies that you can buy. Once ingested, it increases the speed of blood circulation, improving the body's overall condition. 5 minerals powder is a psychotropic drug. Said ingesting allows chi to be stored in the elixir field for a longer period of time. All things that add little perks that when you're fighting a hard boss will help out. Okay, so back to weapons. Quick recap. All of your hand-to-hand combat weapons have their own timing and own moveset to go with them that you need to get the hang of, in how quickly the first attack happens, how long the combo takes when you're spamming a button, and the different perks that go along with it. Some weapons, as you see, have a higher attack bonus if you are currently using elemental armor of earth, and you have some elemental spells as earth, and then you can actually go back and do a build for all of these different elements in their slots to save it, and we'll get to that. But if you're going to fight an enemy that is, just for the easiest example, really strong in fire attacks, you want to have a build that is strong in water attacks to counter all of his fire attacks. And there is actually a list right up in the tutorial that I still refer to even now because I don't have it all memorized, and I'll take you to it right now. Up in the tutorial we have our 5 phases of affinities, and you'll see here wizardry spells are based on the 5 phases theory, in which each of the phases interacts with the others in a certain way. By understanding this, you can counter a wizardry spell itself or the positive or negative effects caused by it. So if you would be fighting somebody that is strong in wood, which is lightning, earth, which is dirt and rock, overcomes wood, and earth overcomes water, or wood overcomes earth, rather. Sorry, I had that one backwards. Earth overcomes water, water overcomes fire, fire overcomes metal, metal overcomes wood, and vice versa. So that will definitely help you throughout this whole game, having builds for certain bosses. Once you learn their affinities, what their attacks are strong in, and what they're using, you can actually go back to your flag, and I will show you right now, under battle preparations. Now, battle preparations do not open up too quick in this game. You have to work your way through it, and then you'll first be able to set a divine beast. This is a super high powerful attack that summons a mythical creature that helps you out in this battle and either poisons or explodes or whatever. And then all of these are specialized in one of the 5 element phases. We have earth, wood, metal, water, fire, another metal, another fire, another wood, another water, and another earth, I think. Yeah. Stone damage, yeah, so earth. Again, this will open up once you get a little further into the game, and you'll be able to set these. Now, this is after me beating the game. They come few far and in between. Every couple levels, you might gain another one, or every time there's a specific boss battle, you will gain another one of those. Okay, and then your battle sets. You see that these are just ones that I set up to try it out initially, to save the armors, so I knew which armors I wanted to save. But you'll see you can set your spells, your divine beast, which is what I just showed you, your 2 weapons, and your armor. And you can stack them differently to get different stats with your different affinities and spells. You know what I mean here. So now let's talk a little bit about the spells. You have to hit R2 and either triangle, square, circle, or X. And you have these wizardry spells. Like this one is wood, and it puts lightning damage on my weapon. This one is earth, and it does a punch with earth spell behind it. We have fire, and I have a metal one active right now. And you can set these up however you want and however it's going to help you play the game. You can only adjust them when at a flag under wizardry spells, and this will open up again once you get, I think, past the 2nd level maybe, or the 1st level. And you can learn wizardry spells, and this will happen after you level up. And you see I have 24, 24, 25, 24, 24. So that means I upgraded my character all of those different times. So I'm up to what, 126 level? 126 or something, yeah. Or one whatever. I suck at math, but that's neither here nor there. As you're going, you learn these spells by spending your experience points, okay? And then you get to use them during the game while in battle. And the whole game is really based around these 5 phases affinities. What armors have different resistances and different strengths to it, and crafting your character to beat the bosses pretty much by adjusting these spells, your armor and your weapon, to have the right counter phases on it to defeat the boss that might have whatever affinities on his weapons and armor. And it takes a little bit of thought to do it. Now me, I didn't take that much time doing it. You can pretty much button beat your way through the game, but this will help you tremendously at times. If you take the time to actually see what the boss you're fighting is strong in, and setting your spells, your divine beast, and your armor and weapons to counter him as best as possible to defeat him. Definitely. And the game is super difficult. I will tell you that now. It is set up to play, if you're familiar with, I never played Dark Souls, but Bloodborne, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. It is a game where you have to find these save points, and once I go to this save point and rest, I do get all my health potions back. I can't adjust everything, but all the enemies in the board will respawn. It can be difficult. Let me switch out of this hammer real quick, because I was playing with the Helbrets, because the dual Helbrets, because they are some of the stronger weapons in the game if you find the right set. Like these ones are pretty great at 514, but they're upgraded almost completely. But I never really used them in the game because I wasn't good at the timing. I'm trying to get used to them now that I pretty much The credits have already ran, so the game is pretty much beat. Well, it is. But those side missions popped up, and I want to complete the game. Again, with the combat, it's all timing and watching for that special move. And stealth. You upgrade water, and that upgrades your stealth, and it comes in so handy. You can't move fast, but this guy will not see me at all if I keep a slow pace. Get right up behind him. You have to be locked onto him. That was my mistake right there. That guy gave me a lot of problems when I first started this damn game, let me tell you. A lot of problems. Utilizing stealth in this game will help you a lot if you can utilize the stealth, if that makes sense. What did we get here? Lieutenant General Greaves, not bad at level 3. Well, 3 stars. That means there's 3 slots that you can add special perks to in this armor as you change it and upgrade it throughout the game. That, I always do that on accident. This is for your online play. When I haven't messed with the online play yet, but you guys know it. There's emotes for when you're online playing with people. And let's head back to our flag, because I don't want to spoil much of the game. But this is your first level, and I will tell you, it was the most difficult level out of the game for me to play, period. Point blank. It took me the longest to beat. I started the game. I got so bummed out when I first started playing it, because I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is gonna be one of those games that I don't play because I can't get past the first level. And I will tell you, once I got past the first level, it became a little bit easier. But what you may have to do is go back through the, like, once you realize you've gotten to the main boss, if you're banging your head off of him, can't beat him, can't beat him, can't beat him, can't beat him, keep trying, can't beat him, go back through the level and farm out the level. I promise you'll get good and memorize where all the enemies are. You'll be able to stealth most of them, or learn their moveset and fight most of them, and you will gain upgrade points, and then you go to a flag, upgrade, and keep doing that until you bolster your character's level a little bit, then go back and try the boss fight. That's what I had to do to beat this first guy, because I made it through this board fairly quick. It isn't very long. I'll show you. Right up around this corner is where the first boss fight is. And I remember all these enemies. I remember their position. Did I kill the guy that was up there? Oh no. Here we go. Oh, see, that's the move you always gotta watch for. It's the one that takes the most damage from you, and the one that's will, if you counter that, you defeat the enemy every time. There is an undead part of this game. Some of the enemies are zombies because of this magical chi elixir that's going on in the game. I don't want to spoil the story. I want you to experience it for yourself, but I just want to go through a little bit of this first level, the menus. There is an option when you first start playing this game to prioritize frame rate or something else. And if you're going to stream the game, don't do the frame rate, I don't think, because it makes it way too high, and I don't think YouTube can take it. Is this where I need to go? No, I need to go up here. Let me gather this stuff, seeing I have a couple levels I have to play yet. Just while I'm here, I don't want to waste what I'm doing, because I do have to go back and complete those couple side quests. Where's the next one? Get him, guys. Come on, get him. Thank you. See, I want that guy's Kane's, the owl staff, and his, cloak armor thing. I think it looks pretty cool. So, to get up here, I'm pretty sure this is our last save flag before the boss fight. Again, when I do this, all the enemies in the board will respawn, so I can go back, kill them again, gain points to upgrade. But I will tell you, if you die, you have one chance to make it back to the person who kills you to get your upgrade points back. You'll see down in the left-hand corner, I have 88,715. If one of those guys would have just killed me, I would have went back to the previous save flag and had to work my way back to him, killed him to enact my revenge, and then I would get my upgrade points back. If I would die before I get back to him, you lose them. You have to start all over, which is part of the game that makes it difficult, definitely. Our first boss fight is right up around this corner, so you guys will at least know where you're heading in the beginning of the game. If you do take the time to watch my review, and while you're at it, if you are watching this review and you have made it this far into it, thank you first off. Like and subscribe, please. I forgot to do that initially, and whatever. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you're so inclined to subscribe to the channel. Come back and hang out when I'm live and kick it with me so we can shoot the breeze about these cool games that we're playing. Nope, I do not want to go to the boss fight just yet. No, no, no. I want to head back down here, and we are going to go over the rest of this, and that's going to be the review of the game. And like I said, sort of a tips and tricks type thing as well, because the game is difficult. Your level up sequence, you're going to be leveling up your character each time into one of the 5 affinities. I did mine across the board the whole way and tried to keep everything even. You may not want to do that. If I would upgrade all wood, or, you know, so much in all of them, but make wood more powerful, then I could use a wood weapon and a wood armor and get more out of it. And so on and so forth with all of the 5 affinities, okay? When you're upgrading, you'll notice in wood, it will upgrade your spirit defense and spell duration, as well as just your hit points. And you'll see down in the element abilities, it'll be an addition to your attack with wood and your defense of earth. If you upgrade fire, hit points will always be upgraded. This will help your attack, your martial arts, which those special moves, those are considered your martial arts, where you hit R1 and then circle or square or triangle to do the special move that go along with each weapon set. That's what they call martial arts. It will give you a boost in those moves, your regular attack, your hit points, your attack with fire, your defense against metal. Again, earth, hit points like always, your deflect will be bolstered, your max equipment weight, how much equipment you can carry, will go up, and then your attack in earth, your defense against water. In metal, hit points, spirit sustainability, which is the meter that goes up in order for you to use your divine beast and spirit moves, which is your strong attack. There is a meter that goes along with that gives you a special move, and that special move again goes along with each weapon set. Each weapon set will have a different spirit attack. Your wizardry spells will be bolstered if you upgrade metal, which is your attacks or defense spells that you use, which I showed you a little bit of, and I'll show you the rest of them once we get out of here. And water, same thing, your deflect, it helps stealth, your attack power with ranged weapons, and of course your attack power with water, defense against fire. And I told you about the supplies. Your deliveries are where your armors are going to come when you get a person that you swear the oath, and I showed you, you take them along with you for the mission. I explained your leveling up. I explained the 5 affinities. Oh, the wizardry spells. We got here for a minute, but then I stopped. Once you upgrade so far into the game, once you make it a couple levels in, you'll be able to go in and learn one of each of these, or you could save them, and it's up to you to upgrade them at your own leisure or not your leisure, depending on how you're playing the game. If you're building a character that is strong in fire, you're going to upgrade those first. Me, like I said, I just did it across the board, and whenever I was able to upgrade one of these, I did it until I got so far in the game, and it was a good bit before the end. I was able to use all of them, but seeing I don't have the current number in my upgrade to match this, like here you need 20 in water, which I have 24, so I'm good, in order to use this spell. This one's 25. This one's 30. Okay, over here. You need 30 in water, which I can't do that one just yet. Once you get about a quarter to a third of the way into the game, you're going to be able to start traveling, because you're going to have all of these parts before that you could travel back to. Let's say you missed something, or just want to go back to try to, you know, farm to get your level higher. You'll be able to travel. And you see, you end up being able to go to a hidden mission, or a hidden village, not a hidden mission, a hidden village in the mountains. Once you're able to go here, you will have the opportunity or ability for free to go change your character and reset the parameters. Because as I said earlier, this game is all about the build of your character and how you build the armor sets with the weapon sets with the wizardry spells to fight the certain bosses or levels.
Something you wanna ask me?
Once you can make it here, you can reset your game parameters, and I could go undistributed points. Oh yeah, well, sorry. I've never done this. Like I said, I've just upgraded it across the board, but what you could do, for example, 25, 25, 25, 25, there you go. What you could do is take them all out of all of the other ones, down to 10 or whatever you so choose, wherever you are in the game, and then put them all into water. So I am super strong in water at 73. Once you get to this point, you'll be able to come back, take your time, create builds to beat any boss, I promise. If you take the time to study the spells that you need, the weapon you need, where the weapons are strong and weak, it's a really cool statistical game to play if you want to take the time to get into doing this. But I will tell you, I did not, and I still beat the main game so far. With all of that being said, I said this was a review. It's more like a tips and tricks and a get to know the game sort of thing. But hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you subscribe. Hopefully you come back and check me out when I'm live. This is the first review I did in a good bit, so it probably isn't the greatest, but I hope it helps. As far as giving the game a score, I am going to say 8 out of 10, a strong 8 out of 10. I did thoroughly enjoy playing the game.
I trust you'll be back.
I thoroughly enjoyed playing this game, and as I said, I'm not quite done yet. But, the only thing I can say bad about it is the difficulty, but it really isn't a bad thing. If you take the time to relax and learn the timing of your weapon, and again, study the enemy, what affinities and elements they're strong in, and take the time to craft something to go in and beat them that helps counter his moves, you're going to do great. The hardest level is definitely the first. It's going to be a grind. Go through the first level, find the boss, go back. If you can't beat him right away, go back. Even if you can beat him, it doesn't hurt to go back through that first level a couple times, mow all the enemies down, and upgrade your character a couple times, so it's easier as you keep going. Definitely a strong 8 out of 10. The only reason I'm not scoring it higher is only because I am a fan of a complete open world. I like a game that I could play where if I want to jump on this cliff or try to, I can. This game's pretty linear. As I said, it plays like a Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, a Bloodborne, and I would take it a Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls, but I was told it was Bloodborne with like a different skin and a lot harder. So, it's definitely worth playing. Give it a strong 8 out of 10. This review is already like 45 minutes, but it's a cool game. We're in next-gen consoles finally. Super stoked to finally be playing on a PS5. And super excited to be bringing you guys these videos. Been at it now for a little bit, and trying to get back on my hobby horse and putting out the content that I want. Again, hopefully this helps. I would buy the game. If you're watching this to see if you want to buy the game, it's worth playing. It's going to be hard, it's going to be a challenge, but it'll keep you busy for a bit, and it's fun. And it has a cool story that goes along with it too. So hopefully you enjoy. Please, again, like, subscribe, leave me some comments, what have you. Come back and check out the next one. The next game I will be streaming is the new Jedi Survivor. I did do a gameplay or a let's play. It is on the channel for the first one, which is Jedi Fallen Order. And check that out if you're interested, and come hang out when I'm live. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay well, stay sane, take a deep breath, and I'll see you in the next one.